Alright guys, car is dry and back in the garage. And just in the nick of time because now it is pouring down raining outside. So I guess we got lucky with that. So I didn't show you the whole process of washing the car because really I don't think I need to. You guys should already know how to wash your car, right? So nothing special. Like I said, 2-bucket method. Wash the car, get it nice and clean. I also cleaned the wheels and the tires. Now for tires and the fender wells, I like to use Simple Green. I just spray it on, scrub it, and then rinse it off. That seems to do a pretty good job. And for the painted wheels themselves, I use the same stuff I washed my car with, just regular car soap. Now one thing that I do, and I recommend that you do as well, is make sure you keep the tools that you use to wash your wheels separate from the stuff that you wash your car with. I have a whole suite of detailing tools that I use only on my wheels. And if anything that includes microfiber towels, if anything ever touches the wheels, then they will forever be delegated to wheel cleaning duty. You don't want to transfer brake dust from your wheels to your paint and then scrub that shit into your paint because it will scratch it to hell. Alright? So next step is going to be clay bar. And clay bar is going to take a while, but it's an important step. I'm going to show you how to do that as well as explain why you want to do that. So, alright, car's in the garage, nice and clean. We're ready to start cleaning. Alright guys, so I've already started cleaning the car, got about maybe a quarter of it done. I want to show you real quick why you want to clay in the first place. So, I've already clayed the hood, the whole hood, so this is all done. I haven't touched the fender yet. So I'm going to bring you in real close. I just want you to listen. I'm going to try to do this so that hopefully you can hear it, but I'm not going to be able to guarantee it 100%. But so just using my fingertips, I'm just going to rub the paint. And you can't really hear anything. I'm going to come over to the fender here, which I haven't touched with clay yet. I'm going to do the same thing. Hear the difference? So up here again, this is where I clayed. Same amount of pressure, just fingertips. I'm going to do the same thing right here on the fender. So that sound that you're hearing is all of the contaminants that are embedded in the paint. And washing is not going to get those out. The only way to pull that stuff out is to use clay. And that's the whole purpose. Getting that stuff out so you have a nice smooth surface. And that's another thing, the difference between this area and this area here. When I touch this area, it's smooth. It almost feels like glass. Real buttery smooth. I come over here, even though I just washed the car, I can feel a bit of grittiness, and you can hear it. So that's why we're claying. We're going to pull that stuff out so the surface is just as smooth as it can be. It's just a nice level surface for us to begin polishing on. And it's not just for polishing. You could do this just before washing. And really, the level of glossiness that I'm seeing in the hood where I clayed earlier, and it's just so shiny. It looks so good. Whereas down here, it's still shiny, but it's not as bright and crisp as it looks up here. So let me set up the camera real quick, and I'm going to show you how to clay. Alright guys, I got the camera set up. Hopefully you can see everything just fine. So when you get your clay, you're probably going to get it in a kit that's going to include a clay bar or two like this. It's going to come wrapped up. Looks almost like a bar of soap. And it's probably going to come with some quick detailer as well. So what you want to do is you want to open this up and tear off about, say about a quarter of this bar. Okay? And you're going to take that quarter and you're just going to kind of press it out until you have a saucer or patty-shaped piece of clay. Now when you clay, you got a clay with a lubricant. You just can't take the clay and rub it across the paint, because that's going to mar up the paint and scratch it, and you don't want none of that, okay? So what you want to do is use your quick detailer. You can also use water and car wash mixed together. Just something soapy, something that's a lubricant. Not just plain water, but you want some sort of lubricant in with it as well. And you're going to spray on the surface you're going to clay. Spray the clay bar as well. And then with medium pressure, it doesn't have to be, you don't got to stand on it, but you want to put some pressure on it. With medium pressure, you want to go back and forth across the paint, just like that. Now this panel's already been clayed, so to me it already feels smooth, but when you first start doing this, especially on a panel that hasn't been clayed yet, when you go across the first time, you're going to feel a resistance. You're going to feel the clay grabbing into all the crap that's in your paint. Then as it pulls that stuff out, as it pulls all that stuff out of the paint, it's going to get real smooth, and gliding the clay across the panel is going to be almost effortless. And once it gets to that point where you no longer feel any resistance, you are good to go. Looks like we caught something there. Something I missed earlier. So once you do that, you're going to flip the clay over and you're going to look at it, you're going to inspect it. And you're going to see all the stuff that it pulls out of the paint. Okay? Once it gets dirty, you're going to take that clay and you're going to fold it like that to bury all the contaminants and expose a clean, fresh piece. Just like that. And of course, you're going to wipe up your quick detailing spray or whatever lubricant you're using. And that's pretty much all there is to it. So with claying, you don't want to do this all the time. You only need the clay when you absolutely need to. It's just like anything else with your paint. Less is more. You don't want to touch your paint any more than you have to. So every once in a while, maybe once a year, you can do this on your car. Also, with this clay, if you drop this on the ground, just throw it in the trash. Because chances are, and the chances are pretty high, if you drop this on the ground, it's going to pick up dirt, little pieces of rocks or whatever. That stuff is going to get embedded into the clay. And then if that stuff gets to the surface and you start cleaning your car, it's going to be just like using sandpaper. So make sure you're very careful with it. If you drop it, just get rid of it. Start with a fresh piece. And that is pretty much all there is to claying. Like I said, you're going to see a difference, you're going to feel a difference after you've clayed your paint. This is all nice and smooth. And once again, down here, rough, here, smooth. That's pretty much all there is to it. If you guys have any questions, just let me know, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But right now, I've got a whole car to get finished up, and then once the claying is done, we can move on to polishing. Alright guys, all done with the claying. Yeah, it took me about 3 hours to do the whole car. Not too bad, really. Man, I mean, just with the claying by itself, the car just looks so much more shinier. It's like the gloss level just kind of went up to the next level. That looks pretty good. Just with the clay bar. And most people would probably be happy, you know, right at this point. You could stop, put a sealant or a wax on, call it good. not me though. We're gonna take this as far as we can. We're gonna do that polishing, and we're gonna see just how shiny, how much pop we can get to this paint. So, looking pretty good so far. No issues with the claying. I did drop a piece of clay at one point. I just tossed it. Got a new fresh piece out. But took quite a bit of stuff off the car, especially on the back, around the rear fenders, and especially on the rear bumper. There was a lot of stuff that came off. And then I also clayed the spoiler too, which was something I didn't do last time because of the finish on the spoiler being matte, a matte paint. Wasn't sure how claying would affect that, but it cleaned it just fine and left the matte finish intact with no problem. A lot of stuff came off of this spoiler. So alright, I have all the stripes taped off right now with some painter's tape. That's just to protect the edges of the stripes, so there's any overlap with the buffer, it doesn't catch on those stripes and possibly peel them up, because that would be bad, right? Alright, well that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully tomorrow we'll start again earlier when it's warmer, because damn, it's cold right now. And we'll get the polishing underway, and we'll see how she turns out. So thank you for watching. Again, if you have any questions, please comment in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. Like I said, I'm definitely not an expert on car detailing, just a very excited enthusiast, so we'll see how it all goes. But thanks again for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.